All right. Hey, everybody. Uh, Welcome to Sol Speaks, session 3, I guess. Today I'm going to try having a little bit of music in the background just to liven things up a bit. It's going to be video game music. So, yeah. Guys, want to start chatting? Go right ahead. Hey, F Skater 95. Good to see you. If the music's too loud, just tell me to turn it down. I like that you guys were waiting. That's awesome. Oh, not bad, not bad. Just got off work. How you doing? Actually, that's not entirely true. I'm fucking exhausted from working on yesterday's episode. But other than that, um, no, I didn't have a good Halloween. I had to spend the whole day looking after Hanabi, because she was still injured. So I had to make sure she was okay. So I didn't get to go trick or treating like I wanted to, which sucked. But you know, still still awesome Halloween because, Halloween is awesome because it exists, but I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. Yeah, I know, that sucks. It's my favorite day of the year, and I had to spend it inside looking after Hanabi for about 9 hours, which I wanted to make sure she was okay because she had a fever and wasn't feeling well. No, Hanabi doesn't like milk, and she, I don't know if she likes bread or not, but she does like eating soap. So I had to switch everyone to pump soaps because she kept eating our soap. F Skater, I don't need any candy. I have lots of sugar in my life. Actually, that just reminds me, one sec. I got lots of sugar. Oh. No, I didn't. My house is not really a hotspot for ghosts. Oh, except for when you count the Omnitrix haunting me. That, was scary. It wasn't a ghost, actually. It was a malevolent spirit. So, poltergeist. Interesting. That's like putting out, well, it's kind of like putting out, reindeer food or like milk and cookies for Santa Claus. Potatoes or molasses? Potato, definitely, because fries are delicious, but molasses is kind of nasty. Do I like horror movies? No, not really. I like suspenseful movies, like psychological horror movies, but not like just like slasher movies or just gore fests. I just find them mindless. But yeah, psychological horror is fine, tension is fine, suspense is fine, but horror movies just flat out like balls to the wall gore, I'm not a big fan of. It has to have some kind of like plot. That sucked. Favorite meme? Man, that's hard. I like so many of them. Um, Fuck. For a while, I think Doge was my favorite, but then it got way overused. I'd say for maybe about a week it was my favorite. But my favorite one that always gets me laughing, I don't know, that's really hard to say. I mean, there's so many memes. Um, Fuck. I don't know. It's hard to say. F Skater. Hanabi is spelled Hanabi, so you were really close. She's okay. I took her bandages and cone off. But I think her claw still became infected anyway because it was not, like, she kind of got to it before I could disinfect it, so I think it is still infected, and I don't actually know where she is right now, so I'd go check on her, but... So yeah. Guidex Viller. Hello. Yeah, but memes die pretty quick. Crystal Tyrannosaur bird. Especially seagulls and barn owls. Because barn owls are cool, and seagulls are awesome. But goldfish are boring. All they do is just get imprisoned in a bowl and then die. There's nothing fun about that. I mean, how would you feel if you were a goldfish? Whereas the birds get to soar free and have fun, and then die. Hamsters? I actually did have a hamster a long time ago when I was like 5, I think. He only lasted like 3 months. He must have been sick or something because he died like really fast. And before you say it, we had gerbils before then, and we took really good care of them. But this, I don't know. The hamster just didn't survive. F Skater, I don't have a Snapchat. I'm not really that kind of person. Like, one of my coworkers has a Snapchat, and she's constantly doing stuff on it, and I think it's really inane. But I don't know, maybe someday I'll make a Snapchat. I mean, I said I'd never start a Twitter, and well, look at that, big-ass Twitter link down there, so... I don't know, maybe I'll start one, but I don't have one right now. Thanks, Kuroda. It actually just 6 weeks and I got 1,000 subscribers. Like, I fucking shit myself. It was great. All you guys are awesome for subscribing. So this episode that's coming out tomorrow is not a 2K subscriber special because I wasn't actually preparing for that, but it's very long and it is a special episode, so just consider it a 2K special. It's unofficial. Anarchy Wolf. The name EyeofSol actually came from a line in one of my books that I wrote. There's a character in it named Sol, who is a man, actually. And the line is just, I'm not going to tell you the whole line because it's really long, but just, in the eyes of Sol there was, in the eyes of Sol there bore no mercy. That was the line I took it from. But Eyes of Sol just sounds a bit more clunky, so I just shortened it to EyeofSol. Crystal Tyrannosaur Diamond, I'd have to say, because did you know diamonds are a girl's best friend? But actually, nah, I just like diamonds, they're shinier. 3 Skull, my favorite cartoon's Gravity Falls. I mean, come on, I died for it. Obviously, I like it. Oh yeah, if anyone here is sort of an alumni of my old Twitch live streams knows that when I have Pop like this, belching like crazy all the time. That was one of their favorite parts of my live streams, was the belching. 1 sec, this light's a little obtrusive. I'm gonna change it here to something a bit less obtrusive. Yeah, the purple's a little bit weird. Try something different. That's better. Eight? I don't get it. 8? What is 8? Oh my god. Seriously, do not get me started on Weird Mageddon. Holy shit. Like, fuck nuggets. I could not believe this was my face. You know that in Into the Bunker season 2 episode 2 where Seuss is just my face is tired from doing this all day. That was basically me watching Weird Mageddon. Like the part where Bill switches around the orifices of of what's his name, Mr. Northwest. I literally I screamed like what the fuck because who the fuck was supposed to expect that? You know. No, great episodes, and I'm really, really glad that there's a release date for the second part, because that was kind of killing me, not knowing when the second part was coming out. It's great. Charles, I have a Bluetooth light bulb that actually changes color. I got it for filming purposes, so, it's got all the colors in the spectrum, including warm and soft colors. Kuroda, Hanabi's okay. I took her bandages and cone off, but, I think her claw still got infected. Like, cause she had been cleaning it before I could get to it, so there was really no way to avoid it. I'd been giving her anti-inflammatories, but I think I didn't get to it fast enough, so I think she's still in a lot of pain. Honestly, I would rather learn every language in the world, Crystal Tyrannosaur, because, communication with other people is important, and I would love to be able to talk with everyone in the world. Have some meaningful conversations. My favorite character in Gravity Falls, Three Skull. Oh man, it's such a close tie between, what's called Dipper and Stan Lee Pines, not Stanford. I really like I really like Stanford, but not so much as a character. He kind of just barged in and took the whole show over, which I do think he's cool. I just don't think he's better than Stan Lee. Grunkle Stan. Grunkle Stan is just so fucking funny, and Ford, I don't know, Ford's less funny. But I gotta say, actually, overall, Dipper's my favorite, because Dipper's awesome. How the hell? Oh, okay. Do you mean hacking as in he just took the password? Which cartoon or movie universe would I like to live in? Okay, either Gravity Falls universe, the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children universe, or the Danny Phantom universe. I think it'd be pretty sweet, to be honest. Oh, that back there? That's a picture of my first cat, Prince. There was something wrong with him. he kind of got messed up by his neutering and never really recovered, and unfortunately when he was 6 years old we had to put him down because he was so ill and so mentally unstable. I miss him a lot, actually. He was a very sweet cat, but he was just sick. Very sick. Anime Freak, what do I think of Season 7 of Adventure Time? The first 2 episodes were... They were okay. The problem with Adventure Time that I have that mostly started around the 5th season... sorry, was that their vocabulary started getting really annoying. They're saying like, oh, what the shiz is the diz going on? It's like, God, what is this, the early 90s? Shut the fuck up. So, the stories got more interesting, the characters got more interesting, but their dialogue is trying to make it less interesting. So, I mean, I've seen every episode several times, not counting the Season 7 episodes. But, yeah, I just wish they could stop talking like early 90s rappers. It's really annoying. F Skater, sorry, I don't know who Bob Ross is. And if I do know him, I don't know who that is. Charles, yeah. But we had to think about what was best for Prince, and he was just living such a miserable life. He had, like, crystals in his bladder, and that we're not sure how that happened, and you know, he was being constantly antagonized by our other cat, and he just had such poor quality of life. There was no point in keeping him around. But he was such a sweetie. Leroy, Turnip Seed. Yeah, King of Ooze a douchebag. It's just, I know that's the point, but he is. He's pretty huge douchebag, and not a funny douchebag, but like a douchebag. Oh, Charles Bob Ross. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. I've never actually seen his stuff. I've only seen him parodied, so I don't have any real opinion on him. I do know that he was actually kind of a badass person in real life. You can send me links, but I would prefer if you send it to my Twitter or Facebook, just because they're gonna get lost in the chat. And, as you can see, I've screen captured over here, so I don't want to take away from the chat. Yeah. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but, what do I prefer, Adventure Time or Steven Universe? I'm going to say Adventure Time, just because I've been watching it longer. I was more invested in it for a longer period of time. Steven Universe is still quite good, especially the second season is really good. But I just was more emotionally invested in Adventure Time. Which isn't to say I still don't watch both. I still watch both of them as soon as they come out. But, yeah, I just had to say Adventure Time. York's Pet, hello! Brody Price, what are my opinions on cheese? I like cheese. Cheese is tasty. I like white cheese from Subway and cheddar cheese. Mozzarella's good. Parmesan cheese is good. Like, literally every meal I have has cheese in it, almost, because I don't eat a whole lot of meat, so cheese is my protein, basically. In fact, after the stream is done, I'm gonna have spaghetti, which is gonna have cheese on it. So, cheese. What's my favorite review? The one I'm most proud of, Anime Freak? Well, I'd like to say that I'm proud of all my reviews, but that's not true. I mean, every review I look back on after a while and just think, oh, I could have done better here, you know, but obviously I'm still learning. Every episode is a learning experience for me, which is why they're all different. But I'd have to say the one I'm most proud of is the Gravity Falls one, because not only is it my favorite show of all time, sorry, but I just had a lot of fun filming it, and the scenario was a lot of fun to write, and it turned out so well, in my opinion. I thought it turned out basically almost exactly like I envisioned it in my head, whereas a lot of other episodes didn't really turn out the way I wanted it because of lack of crew or not good enough camera, or my cameraman wasn't good enough because my brother films a lot of the stuff and he's not great. But he does his best, and I appreciate it. But yeah, I'd say overall the one I'm most proud of is the Gravity Falls one. Three Skull, would I ever review Spirited Away? I can add that to my list, if you want. The only, Studio Ghibli film I've done is Hotaru no Haka, which is still one of my least popular reviews. It's funny, people want me to do anime reviews and Japanese stuff reviews, but then as soon as I do, they don't watch them. So, Anarchy Wolf. My neighbors are huge douchebags, but they don't really hassle us too much. They kind of just quietly express their annoyance. I've had one person say, "What are you doing?" because I was yelling really loud outside. They're like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just filming." But when I filmed the Gravity Falls review, I went far away to an open field where people wouldn't hassle me. And I usually try to keep it to myself, because I know I could get hassled. Crystal Tyrannosaur, honestly, I'm not excited for Force Awakens. I'm not a fan of Star Wars. I appreciate what it did with, I appreciate everything that it did, but I just personally don't really care for it. F-Skater, why are they douchebags? Oh, they've reported us a bunch of times for having, like, the tiniest little blade of grass on their lawn. Like, I live in a really gentrified, white, suburby, Canadian, good morals Christian area, so if anything's the slightest bit out of order, they complain to the city about it. So, yeah, and most of these places are owned or rented by, like, families with children, whereas we live in a house with 5 nerds, so we don't give a shit about lawns or bushes or house upkeep. We just care about what's inside the house, not what's outside. So they complain about us a lot, but my landlords are too lazy to evict us, I think. Also, they like us. Like, our landlords like us, so they don't evict us. Unless we do something really bad. Kuroda, that's cool. I'm glad you've watched my reviews. Anime Freak. My Life as a Teenage Robot is on my list. I actually have it downloaded. I was planning to review it sometime this year, but unfortunately I ran out of time, so I might have to do it next year. I've started making my schedule for 2016, and I've got about half done so far, because I don't want to plan too far ahead, because I know things change. But, yeah, I'm gonna do a review on it, most definitely, just probably not for a while. Corral Hunter. I could do a review of Cowboy Bebop. I think it is on my list already, but I can check. Sabbity babbity babbity. Crystal Tyrannosaur. Ever tried blue cheese? If I have, it was inadvertent, because I know I'm not gonna like blue cheese. I do not like blue eggs and cheese. I do not like them, Mr. Knees. That was bad, I'm sorry. Anarchy Wolf. It's not that the anime requests are too obscure or too mainstream or anything, which mainstream doesn't bother me. It's just, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is that makes people not care. Like, I thought my Shingeki no Kyojin, aka Attack on Titan review was gonna be really popular, but it just barely broke 500 views a couple weeks ago, and it's like, shit. And Furikuri review, one of my first reviews, has just over 500 views, and the Shiki review is my least watched review of all. The Hotaru no Haka one isn't very popular either, like, and Noragami isn't very popular either, just, I guess because they're not nostalgic, which I'm not the nostalgia critic, but I just feel like maybe that's what draws people away from them. F-Skater. Oh yeah, I've seen Pinky and the Brain. I have all 3 seasons of Animaniacs, plus the movie on DVD. And, I haven't watched the actual show, like their spin-off show, because I do think Pinky and the Brain can get a little tiresome, because it's basically just the same joke over and over again. But they are funny, like, they are really funny. And one of my dreams in life is to meet Rob Paulsen and Maurice LaMarche, the voice actors for Pinky and the Brain, because they're so awesome. Like, I just want to share a pop with them, go out to lunch, and just talk about shit. Because, it's my dream to meet all the voice actors I respect. Crystal Tyrannosaur. Favorite type of music? Oh, anything, really. As long as it's not rap. I don't really care for rap very much. But my favorite type of music is, symphonic metal, so, Nightwish, Sound Horizon, Matenro Opera, basically anybody who combines orchestrations with heavy metal is awesome. What inspired me to be a critic reviewer? Well, I think it goes without saying that The Angry Video Game Nerd was my big inspiration, because I watched him basically since the start. When I was a little kid, I watched him, and I just thought what he did was so amazing. And, people say, oh, he's just a foul-mouthed idiot, but no, he and well, I can't really speak for him. I've never met James Rolfe, but the way I see it, when I watch his videos, he and I kind of share the same type of passion for cinematography and wanting to get into an industry that's so unwelcoming to people. That, it's so fantastic that we have these opportunities to become a part of the film industry and contribute something like this without being part of a company or really having any training at all. I mean, I didn't go to school for this or anything. So he was my big inspiration for realizing that it was possible for someone who didn't have extensive education or connections to be successful in this type of thing. So that was huge. And then basically just a combination of things. Mostly Angry Video Game Nerd, Nostalgia Critic, Kadikarus, and JonTron were the four big ones, but also Trey Parker and Matt Stone were a big inspiration for me for just speaking your mind and being successful for it. And yeah, just lots of stuff. But I'd say those six guys were my biggest inspirations. F Skater. If I was in a band, what would? Sorry, that's my text noise. What would the name of my band be? Shit, I don't know. It's hard to say. It would change a lot. When I used to play Guitar Hero, I used to make the band names, and my band used to be called Sisters of the Cult, but that was because I was a goth piece of shit back then. Corral Heat Hunter. Any tips? The biggest tip I would have, I guess, I mean, keep in mind, I'm not a huge channel or anything. I mean, the amount of subscribers I have could fill a concert hall, which is awesome, but I'm not huge. So, I'd say that the biggest advice I can give you is that if you want to become a reviewer or something on YouTube or any website like that, you just gotta keep in mind that success isn't guaranteed at all, because there's a lot of us on YouTube and we're all competing. And you can't go into it wanting to make money. If you go into it with money as your one goal, there's no point, because the money you make on it is shit. I've made a total of about $200 about $250 this year doing my videos. That's a whole year. And I spend sometimes 20-25 hours making my episodes. So monetary wise, it's not worth it, but you need to do it because you're passionate about it. If you go into it only expecting money, you're going to be sorely disappointed. You need to have the drive, and you need to have the passion, and you need to not give up. Because a lot of people, I keep hearing this all the time from people since I started doing my YouTube channel, is people say, oh, I wanted to do a YouTube show. It's like, well, do it then. But just keep in mind, if you start doing it, you're going to have to keep doing it. Because if you get popular and you just are like, I don't want to do this anymore, well, then you're betraying the people who put their trust in you to release new content. So, basically, just keep yourself dedicated to it, and don't expect to be paid well. And eventually, maybe you'll do well enough that you can get paid well for it. But you can't do that at the start. Like, if you're starting from square one, you're gonna make shit for about 3 years. Alright, Crystal Tyrannosaur, opinion on high school? Oh my god, do you want me to write a novel about this? I fucking hated high school. I had no friends in high school, and my teachers hated me, and I hated them, and it was just such a horrible experience. Like, I really am like Rick Sanchez when I say, school is not a place for intelligent people, which I'm not saying I'm smarter than anyone, it's just, if you're anywhere above average intelligence, it's torture. So, I hated high school. I mean, I didn't even graduate. I had 2 classes left to graduate, and I was like, fuck this, I got better things to do. So bottom line, I hate high school. I hate school in general, unless it's university or college, because you can opt to go to them. You don't have to if you don't want to. Mr. the Beast, spaghetti or lasagna? I like both. I eat spaghetti more frequently, but I do like spaghetti and lasagna quite a bit. Anime freak. Would I like to make a living off of YouTube? If I could do YouTube as my one job and dedicate my entire life to it, that is my dream, is to well, my dream actually is to make cartoons, but to be creative and get paid well for it, enough that I could live off of, is my dream. I mean, so few people get to do that with their lives, and I would love to do that. I mean, I don't like my job. I like it well enough that I don't want to quit, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's mind-numbing, and it's not creative in any way, but I'm pretty good at it. So it's does well until I can do what I really want to do in life. Dragon Tamer. I haven't listened to it. I haven't checked any links. I'm just sitting here talking to you guys. I'm not going to be checking links until afterwards. Crystal Tyrannosaur. No, I haven't seen Star Wars Rebels. F-Skater, if I could travel anywhere in the world, where would I go? Oh, Japan. Totally. Tokyo, Kyoto, Hokkaido, anywhere like that. Just raise eyebrows. I mean, it's the land of animation. Well, one of the lands of animation. And it's basically nerd paradise. Like, I want to go to Akihabara so fucking bad. But unfortunately, I do kind of have a fear of traveling. I do kind of like where I am, and I don't like the idea of not being in a place I can't get out of, which lots of people travel and they do it just fine, but it's hard for me to travel. But someday, I will go to Japan. If I'm not dead, I'm gonna go to Japan one day. Charles. I don't know. Is there truth? Maybe it requires more discussion. Anarchy Wolf. If I got invited to a con, like to do a panel and everything, I'd shit my pants. I'd shit even the pants I wasn't wearing. Because I want to do cons so bad. It would give me an excuse to travel and get more away from my little den here. Like, this room that I'm in right now is my safe spot. I almost never leave this spot. So, if people actually wanted to see me live and in person, enough people to warrant having a panel, fuck yeah, I'd do it. Like, keep in mind, I'm Canadian. I live in Canada, so I'd have to travel pretty far to come to American cons. But if I had the resources to do it, yeah, I would love to do that. It would be such a great experience. Something I've never done before, and I could meet so many people. I could meet you guys and see you guys in person, and I mean, the love I get online is awesome, but if I saw it all in person, I don't even know what I'd do. I'd probably start bawling my eyes out. Karali Hunter, I have no idea what you're asking. I'm sorry, if you clarify, I can answer that question. Crystal Tyrannosaur, I don't know what that is. Sorry, I'm not sure what Akinator is. Mr. the Beast. My favorite Studio Ghibli film is Hotaru no Haka, because I actually haven't seen I haven't really extensively seen the other Studio Ghibli films. I'm gonna watch them one day. I wanted to do a big Ghibli-a-thon, but I did Hotaru no Haka, so it seems weird. You know, it seems weird to separate them, but I'll see. I'm gonna do them one day, definitely. Especially Spirited Away. I will do that one day. Charles. Well, Worldwide Cocktail Party. Where does that take place? Because it depends on how far I'd have to go. Crystal Tyrannosaur, how cold is it? Right now it's about 6 degrees here, but it's November, so it's gonna be cold no matter what. Honestly, it's parts of Canada that get a lot colder than other parts. Where I live is actually fairly warm, to be honest, because I live in a rainforest area. So, I mean, when you get up into, like, Nunavut and the Northwest Territories and everything, it's cold as shit. Alberta's fucking, like, minus 40 degrees, but the idea that we live in igloos all year round because it's so cold is ridiculous. I mean, our summers, we sometimes get close to 40 degrees. It's just like other places in the world. It gets hot, it gets cold. Space Alien Hula Bunny Chronicles. What's the weirdest cartoon I saw? You know what? The weirdest cartoon that I've seen that I actually enjoy is the Brack Show. I'm actually going to be doing an episode on that next year. Possibly earlier than later, but we'll see. It's so fucking weird, but it's so funny. Like, oh my god, is it funny? Have I heard of the show Sam and Max Freelance Police? Yeah, I have actually. I know the Nostalgia Critic has done a Was That Real on that show. And yeah, I think his speaking of it was pretty concise. Have I seen Scott Pilgrim movie or read the comics? I've seen the movie twice. I don't really think it was that much. You know, it was okay. It was well made. I just didn't think it was like insane. But I've never read the comics before. My roommate was a big fan of the comics though. Leroy Turnip Seed. Have I ever thought about reviewing Teen Titans Go? Yes, it is on my list. It's been suggested to me a bunch of times. I don't know. I probably will one day. I mean, we'll see. I actually kind of had an idea, which I guess spoilers for next year's schedule, maybe. I was thinking of on April Fool's Day, because it's Friday, so a review's going to come out. I'm going to do it Teen Titans, but then have it be Teen Titans Go instead. I thought that would be funny. But, yeah. now that I've said it, it's not as funny. Yeah, F Skater, I'm talking 40 degrees Celsius. I know you guys probably go by Fahrenheit, but I go by Celsius. So, I'm thinking 40 degrees Celsius is like 120 degrees Fahrenheit? Something like that. It's hot. It's fucking hot. Yeah, I mean, Charles, if you ever wanted me to do something like that, you could definitely message me and let me know more details, because, like I said, I would love to do something like that. It'd be great. Connecting with anybody else is awesome. Burn Squared. What's my favorite game genre? Really anything with a good story is fine with me. I like shooters that have good stories, puzzle games. Um, I mean, racing games don't really have good stories, but they are good. It just really anything that's fun to play and has a good story. Kuroda, what is my opinion on CN Real Phase? I don't know what that is, sorry. I don't have an opinion on it. Boogie Wonderland, what year is the oldest cartoon you reviewed? The oldest movie I reviewed was Heavy Metal. But the oldest cartoon that I've reviewed would be the Legend of Zelda cartoon. Leroy Turnipseed, what is my most hated animated character? Oh man, that's hard to say, because I hate a lot of them. Let's see, who can I think of off the top of my head? That's a hard question, because I've seen so many cartoons. You know what? I'm gonna have to go with, at least off the top of my head, so if I thought about it more I could think of someone better, but off the top of my head it would have to be Link from the animated Legend of Zelda series, just because he's like, Link is one of my favorite video game heroes of all time, any incarnation of Link, and just, his incarnation is so insultingly bad. Like, the CDI one is at least funny in how terrible it is, but the animated one is just terrible in how terrible it is. John Dark, play any MMOs? No, I don't. I mean, I could never make my show if I played MMOs. My whole life would disappear. Have I played the game Undertale? Yes, actually, a fan, Dechuri, he gifted me a copy of Undertale, and I was playing it for a little bit, and, kind of interesting. I killed, what's her name? The Tamriel, or whatever her name was. I killed her and didn't realize I had a choice not to kill her. So, yeah. Corrali Hunter. Yeah, I actually own Spec Ops The Line for Xbox 360, and I really liked it, but I need to play it again, to be honest. Oh, Kuroda, if it's live action shows, don't ask me for my opinion, because I don't know. I don't watch live action stuff. Don't you know? I have to focus on cartoons. F Skater. Kumo likes to cuddle, the black and white one, but Hanabi does not like to cuddle. She hates being squished. She likes being pet, but not, like, held or squished or anything, whereas Kumo, he likes rubbing and squeezing and being all scratched and rubbed. He's very cute. Crystal Tyrannosaur, favorite animated villain? That's really hard, too. Off the top of my head, I'm gonna say probably Jean Descalais from the movie Professor Layton. What's it called? Layton Kyojuto E no Utahime. That's a pretty good movie. I hope to do a review on that one day. But Jean Descalais, fucking awesome. Crystal Tyrannosaur. The only thing that I've seen on Disney Channel are Wander Over Yonder and Gravity Falls. That's it. I'm not gonna watch anything else. Oh, with the possible exception of Star versus the Forces of Evil. Anime freak. Do I like Game Grumps? I've never seen Game Grumps, so I have no opinion on it. For a while it was like all over the place, and I just was like, nah, it's okay. I don't need to see it. F Skater. Do I like to cuddle? I prefer being alone, to be honest. I like my space over here. In fact, I can go for several days in a row without seeing a single person and not even notice, because I like my solitude. Johnny Man, 1996. Where are you? You are in the depths of hell. It just turns out that hell actually is blue. Leroy Turnipseed. I do have Steam. I used to play a lot of Team Fortress 2. In fact, I'll tell you something. I once had the 26th most valuable backpack in all of Team Fortress 2, and I'm talking real money. It was worth over 5,000 real dollars because of unusual hats and everything. And, that was really stupid of me. I sold my whole backpack for, like, a fraction of what I bought it for. Mr. the Beast, top 3 Pixar films. The Incredibles, Monsters, Inc., Toy Story 3? I think so. Yeah. And the 3, before you ask, the 3 least favorite ones, Cars 2, Brave. I'm gonna say Monsters University, but I don't think I really mean that at my heart, because I did like it. Not that much. I didn't think it was brilliant, but I still thought it was an okay movie. Fa Noons. I do speak Japanese. I'm not fluent in it, but I am proficient enough to hold basic conversations. Crystal Tyrannosaur. I don't know what's up with the black turtles. I mean, if you saw my review, you'd know that there's shitloads they don't answer, so I just think the black turtles are black turtles? Like, I don't know. I don't know why, for some reason, they turned the dog into a monster, but then the ringing of the bell lady doesn't do anything to her when she eats the turtles. John Dark. What are my thoughts on the Rick and Morty show? Season 3? Well, I mean, I did a Season 2 follow-up where I said I'm nervous about Season 3, because I just feel like they might not be as good. But, honestly, I have a lot of faith in the writing crew, and I think it'll be great. Even if it turns into the Morty show, I don't care. I like Morty. Morty's great. So either way, I think it'll be great. Space Alien Hula Bunny Chronicles. Would I consider doing something from the 1970s? Yeah, definitely. My rule is if it's animated, I'll comment on it. It doesn't matter when it's from, it just has to be at least 50% animation. Johnny Man. Excited for Incredibles 2? No. I thought Incredibles was fine the way it was. I really don't think it needed a sequel. Considering that, other than Toy Story, Pixar's not good at sequels. Kuroda. Chalk Zone, yeah! Actually, I used to watch that a lot when I was growing up. I don't remember too much about it, but I do remember liking it as a kid. F Skater. Oh yeah, Monsters Inc. is my favorite Pixar movie. I love it. It's great. Leroy Turnip Seeds. My Steam username is EyeofSol. Same as my YouTube name. Fanoon's Chowder or Flapjack? I'm gonna have to say Flapjack, even though I've never seen either show. It's just Throat Van Orman makes Flapjack, and he's funny as shit, so I'm just gonna assume it's better. Anime Freak, why don't I like Brave? Well, not only was it incredibly misleading with its plot, it was supposed to be about Merida, not about bears. I just think it was really, really pandering. Or, not pandering, sorry, that's not the right word. Forced. Really forced. And I'm talking about the whole, like, girl power thing. I just don't think Merida's very interesting. I don't care about the plot at all. Obviously, it's about just visually it's really nice, but plot-wise I don't care for it. Characters I don't think are very good. Music is really good, but it's just too weird. I just don't think it doesn't feel like a Pixar movie. It just feels like a odd, maybe imitation DreamWorks movie, but animated with a huge budget. John Dark, or Crystal Tyrannosaur. I have watched the original Doc and Marty short. I had to watch it for research when I was doing my Rick and Morty review, and it was really stupid. John Dark. There actually was technically a crossover of Gravity Falls and Rick and Morty, official, in the episode, what's it called? In the episode Close Rick Encounters of the Rick Kind, about middle of the episode when Rick and Morty are running from the Council of Ricks and they're using all the portals, if you look closely at one of the portals, a coffee mug, a pen, and something else comes flying out, and they're the exact same coffee mug and pen and the other thing that flies into the universe portal at the end of, what's it called? It's one of the Gravity Falls episodes where some shit flies into the portal, and it actually flies out of a portal in Rick and Morty, so they are connected. Burn Squared, Batman. No question. I don't care. I don't give two shits about Superman. Johnny Man. Probably not going to see the Peanuts movie, or at least not in theaters. Apparently, I mean, I don't really go on what other people say entirely. I like to form my own opinion, but as far as I know, the Peanuts movie is apparently cute, but incredibly boring. Corrali Hunter. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of incredibly hard games. I kind of like ones where the challenge is reasonable, but I think the hardest game I've ever played was the Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures. Fuck is that game hard. F-Skater, what do I think of Tangled? I've seen that movie once. It was better than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be complete shit, but I still didn't think it was that good. It wasn't, like, jaw-droppingly amazing or anything. It was just okay. I don't like that, I don't like the cheap-out ending. I think it would have been more interesting if the guy actually died, and I know it's a Disney movie, but I just think it would have been more interesting if he died. I mean, they're trying to break away from, like, tropes, you know, the tropes that Disney has sort of made, and I think one of the biggest tropes they need to get away from is that the guy doesn't get the girl at the end. No, not even doesn't get the girl, he fucking dies. Like, that'd be great. Alright. Thoughts on the Deadpool movie, Charles? No thoughts. Sorry, I don't have any opinion on it. Johnny Man, am I a fan of Kingdom Hearts? Oh yeah, I am a fan of Kingdom Hearts. There. Got my Sora right here. Got his Keyblade. Fortunately, the Keyblade's broken. Oh, here it is. With his, Decisive Pumpkin Keyblade. I own all the Kingdom Hearts games that are available in North America. And, yeah, I fucking love Kingdom Hearts. It's great. Alright. Anarchy Wolf. I used to be a theater person. Like, being in the theater was my favorite place to be. it was so much fun. And you get so much more passion in it. But then the more I went to theaters, the more I realized how fucking annoying people are with them chewing on food all the time and checking their damn phones and, hey, did you know that this actor did this? Oh my god, that's so amazing! It's like, shut the fuck up, I just want to watch the fucking movie. So, I do like the theater if I was able to watch it by myself, which is kind of, is a bit redundant, but, the theater environment is great, but I honestly prefer watching things at home because people are really annoying. Anime freak. Do I think Jerry from Rick and Morty is an asshole? No! Jerry's adorable! He's such a loser and everybody hates him. He's just so cute. I like how cute he is and how inept he is. Kevin Griffin, have I ever played Dark Souls? No. I'm not a sadist. I wouldn't play Dark Souls. Like I said, I'm not a fan of overly difficult games. I don't feel I need to challenge myself in that way. I like it when the challenge is reasonable. Three Skull Entertainment, would I ever review Wizards? I don't know, I mean, I could add it to my list, but maybe. It all depends. Crystal Tyrannosaur, why do some anime characters have such big tits? Well, why do you think characters have big tits? To appeal to guys? And lesbians? Like, come on, man. That's big. You can never. There's big tits are great within reason. Johnny Man. Oh yeah, I am excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, you have no idea how excited I am for Kingdom Hearts 3. But Kingdom Hearts 2.8, not so much. It's kind of like 2.8. Seriously, 2.8. Release fucking 3 already. Like, stop with these side games. It's just enough already. Just bring out fucking 3 already. Fa-noons. Do I have any husbando waifu? There's a lot of males in anime that I respect as characters, but there isn't anybody I love. You know, where it's like, they come on the screen and I'm just like, oh lord! You know, it's kind of like, oh fuck, I want to be this guy, man. I just want to, like, oh man, I just want to be in his world. I want to do what this guy does. And there's a few of them, but the 3 main guys are the Kusudayuri from the anime Mononoke. Not Princess Mononoke, but the anime Mononoke. Natsuno Yuki from Shiki, and Vash the Stampede from Trigun. I mean, those guys are fucking awesome. Pixel Carnage, what's my favorite Kingdom Hearts game? Oh, Kingdom Hearts 2. No question, I played the fucking shit. I could play that game fucking blindfolded. Anime freak, favorite Disney female? None. I don't care for any females in Disney. They're all just so terrible. Nightcore Reborn. Name a fictional character that would be bad to have in real life? Do you mean like it would be bad if the person existed? Or I'm sorry, I don't get it. Mr. the Beast. Have I seen films by Dawn Hertzfeldt? No. As far as I know, I haven't. No. Pixel Carnage, favorite Zelda game? Oh, it's a very, very close tie between Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess. I like both of them, but for different reasons. Johnny Man, yeah, I know, that's the problem, is that I really do like the movies that they've made out of the cutscenes from the games, but it's like, why weren't they that way in the first place? Especially Coded. Coded did not need to be a game at all. It could have just been a 20-minute OVA and it would have been fine, which is what I've been saying for years, and now they finally do it. It's like, just stop. Just release Kingdom Hearts 3 already. Which Kingdom Hearts world do I like, Rhoda? Well, my favorite one consistently throughout the worlds is, like, Disney-related one is Halloween Town, and just general Kingdom Hearts world would be the world that never was. because John Dark? What are my thoughts on Friendship is Magic? Well, you're just gonna have to wait about 12 hours for that. Now, will we? Noons. Oh, I don't think that these, that the Disney females are completely unlikable. I just don't have any favorites or like them enough to classify them as my favorites. Alex the Hero, which do I prefer? Well, I haven't actually seen Brotherhood yet. Before you say it, it's on my list. Yet. But I have seen the original Full Metal Alchemist anime series, and I like it. It was really good. Corrali Hunter. I like a few songs by System of a Down, but in general, not really. Crystal Tyrannosaur. Do I think Yellow Diamond will be like Darth Vader? Well, if they did what they did with Peridot, I'm gonna be pretty pissed off. I really don't like what they did with Peridot. I thought she was actually gonna be interesting, but she just turned into fucking comic relief. It's just like, wow. There are so many other ways you could have taken that. F-Skater, favorite type of popcorn? Just regular popcorn with extra butter, I guess. Because if there isn't enough butter on it, it's like you're chewing styrofoam. Johnny Man, I know, Big Hero 6 and Kingdom Hearts 3 is cool, but I wish they would confirm some other worlds. I mean, we've got Tangled and we got Big Hero 6. Like, get some other ones in there. Or something, you know, just, you know, some news would be nice. Favorite live-action movie? Oh, UHF. I love UHF. It's a terrible movie, but I love it. It's sort of a guilty pleasure of mine, but oh my god, it's so funny. Like, Weird Al is just fucking hilarious. Kevin Griffin. I actually started watching Bacano about a year ago-ish, but I didn't really get into it very much. Pixel Carnage, yeah. Pepperoni pizza. I like pepperoni pizza. Crystal Tyrannosaur. You know, they've been so infrequently that I don't really have much opinion on them. So it's hard to say. John Dark. I was briefly a Batman fanboy for, I'd say, about 6 months after. Sorry. When Arkham City came out, I had this big Batman kick, and also after The Dark Knight came out. But I'm gonna say, at my core, I'm not really a Batman fan. Like, I like Batman, I really do, but I'm, you know, if anything has the Batman in it, I don't all of a sudden just be like, ooh, I want that because it's got Batman. It has to be good. It doesn't matter, you know, I won't take Batman and Robin over the fucking animated series. F-Skater, favorite comedian? Well, my favorite group of comedians was the group of comedians who made Picnic Face. They were really funny, but the show only lasted 1 season, which sucked balls because it was hilarious. Anime Freak, what do I like to do in my free time? Watch cartoons, play video games, write scripts, make pitch bibles. I don't really have a whole lot of free time anymore, but I'm gonna tell you one thing I don't do in my free time: hang out with friends. Because I don't have any friends. Or at least, not any who are in this tangible area around me. What's my favorite DC animated movie? I'm gonna have to say, Mask of the Phantasm. It's a really good movie. Yeah, Charles. Exactly. Ever since I started doing the show, I have no concept of free time at all. John Dark. Megas XLR is on my list to review. It's been suggested a couple times, and I probably will do a review on it someday, but I have no idea when. I don't have it scheduled yet. Crystal Tyrannosaur. You know what? If someone ever sent me one, I would never be like, oh, gross, that's terrible. I would have accepted it gracefully, but I would never buy one. I don't like what they did with Peridot. Or Peridot, sorry. They call her Peridot in the series, but the word is Peridot, and I know that because Peridots are my birthstone. I was born in August, so I do know that. Just every time they say, ooh, Peridot, it's like, it's Peridot. F-Skater, yeah, just buy a plane ticket and fly all the way to Canada. I wish there were more local fans, to be honest, so I could do like a meet and greet, but every time I would ever want to be live and meet up with people, I'd have to make it a huge, like, it'd be a big deal. Alright, we're gonna start wrapping up here, so it's 10:30 now, so if you guys want to get out your last questions for me to answer, I will do my best to answer the rest of them, or if there's anything else you want to talk about. Pixel Carnage, thoughts on Treasure Planet? None. I actually saw the trailer a million times, but I haven't seen the actual movie in a long time. Fanoons, opinions on regular show. I really liked regular show at first. I thought it was hilarious, it was great, but then it started becoming like a soap opera, like all this love triangles and bullshit like that, and the formula started becoming really predictable, just mundane situation turns into craziness plus montage equals regular show. So, I started losing interest pretty quickly. Crystal Tyrannosaur, no, they need to keep over the garden wall exactly the way it is. It's perfect the way it is. I don't think there's any way they could do any better. It can't be topped. John Dark. I didn't actually create my intro. I had it commissioned by Pixelflix. He made it for me, so he may have used Flash, I don't know. But personally, I don't use Flash. I don't do any animation. Anime Freak. I know of the show Daria, but I've never watched it. It looks too boring. F-Skater. No F-Skater. Mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either. Alejandra, Legend of Korra, I will be doing a review on that in the coming weeks. I'm not going to say how long, but I will, so you can guarantee that. Yeah, well, I'm on Pacific time right now. Kuroda, nobody has suggested Foster's Home, but, I mean, I could always add that to my list. I like that show. Yeah, Anarchy Wolf. I can't do any judgment at all until I've seen it. It's just, I don't have any opinion on it. I just know of it. Crystal Tyrannosaur. God dog, these frogs really like the bassoon. I suppose the bassoon does its part. Johnny Man. Camp Laszlo. Oh, I saw ads for that when I was a kid up the ass, but I never actually watched the show. The advertisement for it was way too obnoxious. Alright, anybody got anything else they want to talk about? Seems like everyone's... John Dark, what would I do in a post-apocalypse? I don't know. There's so many reasons. I probably wouldn't even survive an apocalypse, so I don't know. it's really hard to say. F-Skater, Pokemon, I don't really have the time to go into detail over what I think of Pokemon, but let's just say that I only was intimately familiar with Gen 1, and I thought it was pretty good. Anarchy Wolf, old live-action shows or movies I'd like to see animated? I don't know. live action's not my thing, so I don't really know. Okay, well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. Thank you all for watching. This has been a really good turnout. Keep in mind, if you have any other questions, you can always message me at any time on Twitter or Facebook, as well as YouTube too. I'm gonna keep this video on my channel, so if you guys ever wanna check it out again, you can do that. But, yeah, so I'll be on again Thursday next week, same time. And, we can talk again, because I hope you guys are enjoying this. But, yeah, I'll say goodnight to everybody. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget tomorrow's review is going to be a special, unofficial 2K subscriber special. It's long. I'm just going to say that right now. It's fucking long. So, I hope you guys enjoy it, but I will see you all next week.